my name is Zero and this is Combo On. Today we are quick drafting the Avatar The Last Airbender Magic set in Arena. We are playing the quick draft because this is, in my opinion, the best bang for buck that you can do if you are a free-to-play player in Arena. Because you are spending 5,000 gold, and please always spend gold, never the gems, to get 45 cards and at worst one pack back. These packs are not 15 card packs as in traditional Magic. If you use the 5,000 gold to buy 5 arena packs, you'll get 5 boosters. This way you will get 1 booster of 8 cards and 45 cards that you pick. You don't end up losing on the card count by using this 5,000 gold, and you are making gems whatever you do. Worst case scenario you gain 50, best case scenario you gain 950. So we are playing a draft. Stick around, let's see how this goes. Alright, pack number 1. Our rare is Realm of Ko, and this makes an unblockable spirit token. Not unblockable, but can't be blocked by non-spirit creatures. This is not very exciting, but otherwise we have Cat Gator and not much else. We have Pirate Peddlers, but with no engine I'm not willing to first pick that, and that's a common. So is Treetop Freedom Fighters, which is a 2-1 that brings a 1-1 ally. This is good in allies decks, but not very exciting as a first pick. Sparring Dummy, also not the kind of card that I want to first pick. Combustion Technique is alright, probably the most first pickable card in here, but we need the lessons. Cat Gator and Realm of Ko are the other options. Cat Gator will need us to be on heavy black to actually be good. I've played it recently in a draft, so I think we'll go and pick the rare, because Realm of Ko is not very exciting, but the fact that the spirits are eventually unblockable, this helps us kind of get around getting stuck on just lands. So I think this is the best first pick in a not very exciting first pack. Let's go with the land. Alright, so looking at black cards, we have Canyon Crawler and we have Pretending Poxbearer. None of those are too exciting. Otherwise, we have Boomy Bash, which is also not brilliant. This deals with earthbended creatures, and if we are going wide, it deals with kind of anything, but we don't know what our deck looks like still, so not that exciting. Master Piandao is not very exciting either, and Benevolent River Spirit is 2 blue. So none of these actually screams pick me please. Earth Rumble as well. It's a fight spell and an earthbending spell. It's either Earth Rumble here or Benevolent River Spirit. I think Benevolent River Spirit might actually be the way to go here, even though it's double blue. Yeah, let's go with the River Spirit. So now we are seeing a few blue cards as well. Master Paku is not very exciting. As far as black cards go, we have Fatal Fissure and we have Callous Inspector and Deadly Precision. Deadly Precision is pretty much unconditional removal, so I think this is the way to go. It's the best card in the pack for our reality. Otherwise, Earth Rumble, but we are already picking blue cards and we have a black land, so if we want to make the most of the cards that we already picked, I think Deadly Precision is the best way to go. Alright, as far as black cards go, we are not on a very exciting pick again with Ozai's Cruelty, Messenger Hawk, or Vindictive Warden. We aren't going heavy on firebending, and I don't think we are pulling towards that direction because we have the River Spirit here, and that's a good card that we will eventually want to play. So between Ozai and Messenger Hawk digs us deep and it's a flyer, and we are already building towards a deck that functions well with evasive threats. So Messenger Hawk is kind of enticing here, but Ozai's Cruelty endgame might be better. No, I need to go with the Messenger Hawk. Messenger Hawk is the card that actually makes our deck more complete at this point. So there's a Jody already, and Jody, I know that this is a card that people are actually having some success with. Jody also surveils for us, so this might be a good pick. Otherwise, we have Lost Days and another Messenger Hawk, but a Messenger Hawk without the clue token, it's just a 1/2 flyer. We have Waterbending Scroll here, of course, but this needs us to be heavy on islands to be exciting, and Jody is a 2-mana creature that makes more creatures, so I think Jody is the best card. Let's go with it. Foggy Swamp Spirit Keeper is the best pick in here. Watery Grasp as well is good, but I won't pick it over the Swamp Spirit Keeper. Let's go with the gold card. Geyser Leaper is 5 mana, Beetle-Headed Merchants is 5 mana. It's 1 power of difference, and Geyser Leaper flies, so I think I'm inclined to go with this one. And Serpent's Pass. Serpent's Pass, I think, is going to be good because it's going to help us fix our mana. Now I think we go with the Watery Grasp, and we have the Fortune Teller. I think the Fortune Teller here is better, so let's go with Master Paco and keep it on the sideboard. Barrels of Blasting Jelly. Waterbending Scroll found its way back, and the second pack doesn't get us anything that exciting. We have Sold Out, which is a way to exile a creature, instant speed, unconditional removal, and that's the best card in here. Of course, there's a Zhao Moonslayer as well. This is pretty much a Blood Moon. I mean, it's a great card. I would like to pick it just to build our collection up, but we are playing to win this, so Sold Out is the best card. Cat Gator, and another Sold Out, and another Geyser Leaper, but I think it's between Cat Gator and Sold Out, and Sold Out just removes something. I think we are pressed to go with the Watery Grasp, but a second Watery Grasp is not that exciting. I think there's yet another Spirit Oasis. That's really a bad card. It's showing up a lot. There's a Callous Inspector, and there's a May. I mean, May seems alright, but it's a splash. Tolls of War as well, it's a splash. Callous Inspector is a menacing creature. I think Callous Inspector just gets the cut. There is actually a card that fits our deck, and it gets down early, so it's fine. There's a Katara. I like this Katara. I like Iguana Parrot, but Katara is better. And we have a Swamp Snare Trap, which is also a good removal spell. But we need some threats, and I think Katara is the best card in the pack at this point. So let's pick Katara. Azula Always Lies does stuff, but it's not better than a second Messenger Hawk, so let's go with the Messenger Hawk, now that we have more ways to actually make clue tokens. There's a Foggy Swamp Spirit Keeper again, which I think is the way to go, and the Last Airbender is great, but I think we are not splashing for it. Let's go with the Foggy Swamp Spirit Keeper, and now Iguana Parrot over Airbending Lesson, because again we are not splashing for just that, but white seems wide open. Foggy Swamp Hunters is the one card that fits our colors. It's not very exciting, but we'll pick it for the... Actually, no. It's not that exciting, and we are not playing this card in our main deck, so we might as well just pick one of the... Yeah, we might as well just pick one of the uncommons to build up our vault, that we are on 34.8%. Cat Gator actually finds its way back to us, and now we pick it. Again, we are picking the Spirit Oasis for the same reason. There's nothing else we are playing from this pack. Now, First Time Flyer is the best card in this pack. It might fit our deck, but it's not going in straight away. Geyser Leaper, we already have one, so we are not playing the second one. And an island to wrap this up. Pack 3, we have a Foggy Swamp Visions. This is a good card potentially for Constructed, but I don't see this being any good in draft. We see another Katara, we see another Cat Gator, and we see Pirate Peddlers and a Messenger Hawk. Firebending Lesson is also a good card, but we are not splashing still, so I think it's either a second Katara, which we can't play with the first one that we picked, or a second Cat Gator, which is very expensive, but will eventually win us the game if we just chain them. So I think Cat Gator gets the cut over Katara. And let's go. Alright, Farlord Zuko. There's a Wolf Bat. This has some recursion. Callous Inspector, we already have one. Waterbending Scroll is not that exciting at this point. Even though Wolf Bat seems good in our deck, I think we just draft the rare, because there's nothing that we are really playing for sure in our deck, and we already have 20 or 40 cards. Even though it doesn't fit the deck, I'll draft the rare this time. Alright, so there's another Callous Inspector, Master Paku that we are most likely not playing. Buzzard Wasp Colony, that's most likely the card from this pack that we are going to pick. Wasp Colony is better than Callous Inspector, and it's a flyer, so it's 4 mana, but I think it's the best card in the pack at this point. We have Heibai. Heibai, we can sack something, put 2 counters on this, and it puts the counters on something else when it dies, so this is by far the best card in the pack. Heibai is a card that's going to be a true menace in the deck, so let's pick it and move along. We have a shrine, a green shrine. We have Honest Work, which taps a creature and removes the counters. It becomes a 1/1 citizen, and it's between that. Merchant of Many Hats is an expensive reassembling skeleton. Forecasting Fortune Teller, we already have one. I don't think it's that great of a card, so I think we just go with Honest Work. And now we have decisions again. We have Deadly Precision, which is yet another removal spell, but we have Giant Koi, which is most likely one of the best finishers that we can have in the deck. I've been very impressed with it in earlier drafts, so I think Giant Koi might be the pick here. Giant Koi is our finisher alongside Cat Gator, so let's pick it. There's Ember Island Production as well. It's an expensive card, but let's go with Ember Island Production, because if this copy is a Cat Gator, it's pretty much game. Now I think we go with Boomerang Tactics or Callous Inspector. Boomerang Tactics, I think, being a tempo play, is the best one. There's the Katara coming back to us, so now we pick it with very few doubts. And a Waterbending Scroll and a Wolf Bat that we haven't picked when we picked the rare, so we weren't punished at all. So let's get another Callous Inspector that I don't think we are going to play. Eloquentia as well. Actually, we won't play the Eloquentia, so let's pick the uncommon for the Vault Progression and Dialing Indoctrination, which is not that exciting as well, so I think that's the only land missing. And that's it. Let's just finish up the deck, and I think this is the way to go. Let's go into game 1. We are playing Dimir, and our hand is not very impressive, but we have a Messenger Hawk and Foggy Swamp Spirit Keeper will make a essentially unblockable spirit when we crack the clue token from the Messenger Hawk, so I think this is a keepable hand. Let's go. Our opponent on white playing Momo, we draw a swamp and we play a swamp. Fun fact, if you are playing in the Avatar battlefield and you just click the cabbage stand until you break it, you will get a message that will give you a cabbage companion for your battlefield. So this is free and you can buy the cabbage on the store, but if you do this you won't need to. It's a fun Easter egg that they have put into the game. So Realm of Go is our draw, which is a rare land that we first picked. It's fine, but we are not using straight away. It will get onto the battlefield untapped, but we might as well just play an island and get our 2 colors going. Next turn we will play the Messenger Hawk, almost certainly. Opponent attacking with Momo, and there's a Serpent's Pass that we will probably play on the next turn. So let's go with the Messenger Hawk, and this way our opponent will have a blocker in front of Momo. They will want to have it die most likely, but they need a land on the battlefield first. Messenger Hawk is going to make the clue token. Our opponent is airbending it. Alright. That's interesting. This way we have 2 clues from Messenger Hawk. I'm not opposed to that. That seems good. Opponent playing the boulder. Alright, there's a wolf bat. And I think the boulder is going to start earthbending. That's not great, really. Yeah, we might as well just play the Serpent's Pass right now, and we can play the Messenger Hawk for the second clue token. Next turn we will be able to play Foggy Swamp Spirit Keeper and Cracky Clue token to attack for 3 here and make a Spirit token. Earthbender Ascension. The Earthbend 2 and get a land. Alright, they are earthbending their own Momo, and it puts a counter on that forest. So Messenger Hawk leaves. We get to cast Foggy Swamp Spirit Keeper, and we get to crack a clue to draw a card, make a Spirit token, and attack with the Messenger Hawk. They're attacking for 8 and earthbending. Yeah, but we want... It's unfortunate. Yeah, let's target the Spirit Keeper. It's unfortunate that we can't crack the clue straight away, because it will make us... it would have made us 2 Spirit tokens. We attack with just the Spirit token because it won't be able to block anyway. This way we can use the copy to just trade with the boulder. Now they are attacking with Momo as well. Alright, they are earthbending 2 to make that land bigger, and again we are doing what we must do. We are getting 6 life and taking 4. We are trading with the boulder, hopefully. Opponent not trading, they are making their creatures big, and we have gained just enough life to survive the turn, but this is not looking good in any conceivable way. I don't think that is a way back for us, so let's just get that onto the battlefield. Jody won't be able to just tap this turn, so it's of no consequence. We might just cast all that we've got, and if our opponent attacks with everything, they will be able to push through with at least 3 damage, but most likely more. At this point I think we just crack the clue, see what we get. That's a Cat Gator. If we survive next turn, we might be able to kill the boulder and gain some life, but it's very unlikely at this point. Attacking with everything, we have 3 blockers. They are earthbending 4, so one of their creatures is going to get bigger, or they are making an additional one. They are just making an additional one. We are blocking everything. taking 4 in the process. We are at 1. Now let's Cat Gator, kill the boulder, gain some life, attack with the spirit, and GG opponent. Whatever we do, we are dead. They attack with everything, we might as well just kill the ally token. We gain 3 life, but it's not nearly enough. We are at -5 and our opponent has 1 fair and square. On to game 2. And here we are going on to game number 2. We have lost the first one. I don't think that this has enough payoff for us to risk it. But then again, opponent goes first, so we have 1 draw. The fact that our opponent goes first lets me risk a bit more. Okay, let's risk it. Worst case scenario, we lose the second game of the draft and we have to work under pressure for the rest of it. So let's keep this hand and see how it goes. So keeping a risky hand against opponent on blue and something else. We have a Jody that we will be able to cast on turn 2. So this, while not being a land, is almost some vindication for keeping this hand, because there's something for us to do, and worst case scenario we can surveil one. And no, we cannot surveil because that thing now taps for mana, but tapping for mana is actually the way for us to play Messenger Hawk, so I'm alright with that. Now we don't find a land, which is unfortunate. We can crack the clue, and the clue is an island, so this is now slightly better. We can attack with both, and I think Boomerang Tactics on one of them isn't the worst thing we can do. Yeah, let's do a Boomerang Tactics on Humble Merchant, which is now Jody again. We need to discard a card, and I think Watery Grasp is the one, because we are almost to a point where we can cast Deadly Precision, and our opponent folds, surprisingly. Alright, 1-1 on to game number 3, and after that risky hand on game 2, this one again doesn't seem ideal. This one in fact is worse than the hand we kept on the last game. We have to mulligan this hand. Forecasting Fortune Teller will be creating a clue that we can use to just refill our hand, so we will keep this and get a swamp on the bottom. Let's go for the island. And there's a Jody. At this point, Jody is fine, but I think we'd rather have a clue token straight away. And next turn we will be able to play Jody and cast one of the others. So Momo is attacking. This is the rare Momo, of course, and what it does is non-lemur spells cost 1 less if they are flying, and whenever another flyer enters, it gains +1/+1 until the end of turn. So this is not that exciting. This gives indestructible to something else. I think we can stick to the plan. We get Jody onto the battlefield. And we get Honest Work on Momo, which will remove the flying and the discount that Momo grants. Alright. And Forecasting Fortune Teller is coming forward for 1 damage. Earthbender Ascension. This is a card that I haven't had very good experiences with. So this Earthbends on entering. Okay, let's start doing stuff. Let's have Jody make a copy with Surveil. That's sold out. Is almost good enough for us to keep it on top, but we are not as far as as far as 4 mana to be able to actually cast it. Boomerang Basics doesn't quite hit land, so no point in using it right now. Let's attack with Forecasting Fortune Teller again, see what our opponent does. Deadly Precision. We don't need to deal with the forest straight away because there are still counters missing on Earthbender Ascension, so it won't start growing right now. We will need to deal with it sometime soon, but for now I think we can just threat a trade. And they are actually using it for mana. Or not. No, they are attacking. Alright. Might as well just block with Jody. They get their land back. They get a counter on the Ascension, but they have no counters on creatures, so this is alright for now. Alright. I think we go Boomerang Basics on the Fortune Teller. That's a Foggy Swamp Spirit Keeper, which is a 2/4 lifelinker, and that will stall the Jailer. And next turn we get an extra clue from the Fortune Teller, and we are getting closer to a point where we can play the Benevolent River Spirit and the Deadly Precision as well. Opponent now has a counter on Earthbender Ascension, and their Momo is a 2/2 Trampler, but not something that needs to be dealt with straight away. That is more frightening. That is actually terrible for us. United Front making their creatures bigger. Alright, this is not good. I'm throwing the 2 in front of the Jailer. Jody will likely survive this. We will gain 2 life and lose 3, so we go down 1, all things considered. But they sack their other ally to make the Jailer indestructible. Alright, so now there's stuff we need to consider. Let's be optimal with our mana. There's the clue. We will make Jody make a copy of itself to get a Surveil trigger. We will then sacrifice a creature to get rid of that Earth Kingdom Jailer, and it will be the copy Jody. We will lose a blocker, but I mean, it is what it is. Our opponent has a lot of firepower on their side now, and there's a Kyoshi Warriors that will make more allies. Yip, making Humble Merchant fly, or that transformed Momo, and our opponent is hitting us for 11. It is not good. And a swamp here is definitely not what we are looking for. This is all that we can do right now. That Cat Gator, let me just check my mana. This is 6 mana. 6 mana is not enough Cat Gator won't be saving us anytime soon either. So now, best case scenario, we get to block 2 3/3s. Our opponent is still attacking us for 7, so this is game. This went off the rails very quickly after that united front, and this is definitely not the start that we envisioned for the draft. Here we are going on to game number 4. We are 1 and 2, so we are not in a very good position so far. This deck is not proving very good, but again, I have said that many times before, and it was after the second loss that we started kicking things up, so let's see. The Messenger Hawk is fine on the opening end, especially with Jody, because Jody will be able to start making more copies of itself, and I think that's overall better than just cracking a clue for one 3/2 flyer once. And of course, A-Buy is a great creature to have in the deck. We just need a second black source, so we'll keep this hand. Opponent with a swamp as well, so let's mirror that play. There's now a plane, so opponent on Orzhov something. South Pole Voyager is a great card, and I am slightly fearful of what they might be brewing. Of course, Jody is not a bad card itself, so it might be a way for us to cling on to the game. So South Pole Voyager, whenever this creature or another ally enters, they gain 1 life. If it's the second time that resolves, they also draw a card. Alright, we have a way to play the untapped Realm of Ko, which is a good card. And I think we go with Katara before we go with Messenger Hawk, because Katara being tapped will be an engine, and our opponent will have to deal with her, or will have a stronger menace on the battlefield straight away. There's a Pirate Peddlers, and again, that's not an ally. Alright. Another Highland. We can go with Messenger Hawk. Make a clue. We'll use Jody to surveil, get the island on the graveyard, crack the clue for that Jody, that second Jody, to stick on the battlefield, and as they have Pirate Peddlers with Death Touch, we are not risking Katara on the red zone, but we have a sold out in our hands, and we have A-Buy. And A-Buy, of course, whenever he enters our attacks, we may sacrifice another creature or artifact and put 2 counters on it. When it leaves, the counters go on to other creature we control. So we can eventually start using it with tokens from Realm of Ko, which is kind of expensive, but it's a way to make a bigger threat out of no cards in hand. There's 2 Pirate Peddlers there, which makes our attacks a bit clunkier, not gonna lie. This Momo will put counters on something. This will grow if they sacrifice something. I think at this point we just go with the token. And we play it safe. Eventually we might be able to just waterbend with all our creatures and have Katara tapped to make her grow. But next turn this seems like it's the most favorable play we can make next turn. Should be just playing A-Buy, sacrificing the spirit, and eventually waterbending with the rest of it. Opponent sacking the food token to grow the Peddlers. We have a removal spell in hand, which doesn't make me fear big Pirate Peddlers this soon, at least. They should have a removal spell for one of our creatures, and they might be finding a way to finding the best target actually to use it, because they are highlighting their token that's going away soon. Yeah, Deadly Precision dealing with Katara, so no more water bending for us. But now we have a... Let's get a swamp on the battlefield, let's get a buy on the battlefield as well. Sacrifice that token, grow the thingy. Now Jody, yeah, let's make a copy of Jody. It will sack itself, but we are filtering through our deck. Let's sack the one that we tap. Let's stay back. Opponents might be able to attack with the Pirate Peddlers. If they do, we'll move the counters from A-Buy to Messenger Hawk, and we will have... Okay, that's not ideal, because now it can't attack or block. But we can still sack it to Jody next turn, and the counters will go on Messenger Hawk. So I think that's kind of alright. Okay, so now we will block with one Jody. We could have double blocked, and double blocking would have got rid of one Pirate Peddlers, but then we wouldn't have a way to just sack a buy. And this way we get to keep Jody to sack a buy, have a double block on for next turn, so we are being patient for some more damage, but I think on the long run this might be the best play. Opponent sacking that trebuchet token. Of course, I was forgetting something very important, that the tokens dying will grow the Pirate Peddlers. So Jody will... Okay. Catgator is alright, but we don't have nearly enough swamps for it to be great. It's better than nothing though. And now we sack A-Buy. A-Buy will put the counters on the Messenger Hawk. Can get rid of Pirate Peddlers at instant speed. So... Alright, let's wait. Pirate Peddlers, of course, will keep growing with the trebuchet, and that might be a strong argument for us to kill the trebuchet instead. And now that they have a third one, Jesus, that's not easy to deal with. Okay, if we deal with one Pirate Peddlers, they will still have a big one, and one that's going to get big very soon. This is not looking good for us. This is the draft going down the drain. Alright, one token with 3 Pirate Peddlers will always get them at least 2 more. It will get them at least 2 more damage pushing through. So now we have Catgator. We can play Catgator and deal 3 damage to the smallest Pirate Peddlers. We can use Jody to sack something to make a copy, but I don't think we want to. We might as well just stay back next turn. We can eventually use double block that Peddlers with Messenger Hawk and Catgator, and from then on we start making tokens from Realm of Ko to turn them into Jodies. That's not ideal, but it's the only way I can see us stabilizing in this current board state. So opponent is cracking a land to draw a card. Now they cannot attack, and that opens a way for us. Let's go with Realm of Ko to make the token. Let's go with Jody to make a copy. There's a sold out that's going to stay on top. And we stay back. Alright, so that sold out is destined to remove that Pirate Peddler's next turn. There's a Merchant of Many Hats. It gains life with South Pole Voyagers finally, and there's a Box Bearers. Our opponent seems to have been sandbagging allies in hand until they could double trigger South Pole Voyager. They have no way to sacrifice anything, only if they attack with the Pirate Peddlers, which they do. If they don't have any combat trick, this will deal with the Pirate Peddlers. Of course, Pirate Peddlers has Death Touch, so they would always be able to kill any of them. And alright, we now have a free sold out if our opponent's not going to attack with that peddlers anymore. We can just start making more Jodies, and Wolfbat, while it's a flyer, is it really a thing that we want aggressively? I guess it's not that bad, and we also need to be careful with the amount of cards that we keep on top of our library. At this point, I think, yeah, we don't need to surveil anymore, because we are keeping that card on top anyway. So let's keep both Jodies online to block their 2 creatures, or 3 if they want to attack with South Pole Voyager, but I don't think they want to. Merchant is a free attack. Yeah, they attack with both, and then they have the token that gets through, because we don't have any flyers on right now. Next turn, I think we are in a good position to just cast the River Spirit. Canyon Crawler. Alright, so this changes things just a little bit, because now I kind of want to use Sold Out first. So let's make a flyer. Jody only activates as a sorcery. Let's get rid of that Canyon Crawler. We could have done that on their turn, but I don't want them to have anything to attack with, if I'm able to do that. So let's try it like this. Opponent with a land, something else in hand, a food token, and a way to get the Merchant of Many Hats back, and that's what they are doing. So that lets me know that most likely they don't have anything that good in hand. Yeah, that's another Merchant, so it's a way for them to draw an additional card. And they are gaining a lot of life from that South Pole Voyager. Alright, they don't attack. So now we can go with the Fortune Teller. We can go with a Benevolent River Spirit. And alright, this is actually not bad. This is not bad at all. Keep it like that. We are not using Jody to make a token out of that clue token, because we will want it for Foggy Swamp Spirit Keeper, and then we will be able to start making these tokens from the second drawn card into Jody tokens. We can block there, we can block there, and we can block there. I don't mind trading that Wolfbat. That will keep them using their mana, even though they are getting their creature back and they are getting South Pole Voyager to trigger. They are getting rid of our Benevolent River Spirit and making a clue. Alright, so we get the Spirit Keeper. We get to draw Katara next. we are making a token and getting the wolf bat back. And at this point I think we just go with Katara, which we can waterbend to draw a card, but I don't think we want to really, because we would have to tap most of our creatures and all of our creatures, and we want to have blockers available. So at this point we just pass the turn. We have 17 cards in our deck, opponent has 19. They are attacking because they will be able to use that trebuchet trigger. We are gaining life from this, and now that we have done this, we might as well just draw a card. Right, it's a Callous Inspector, so it's something that we can sack to Jody very favorably. They get the merchant back, both most likely. Yep. The question is, do they play them now? No, they don't play them because they want the card for that trigger. So Callous Inspector on. We can now activate Jody, get a swamp out of here, get Callous Inspector out of here. Deals 1 damage to us, makes a clue token. We activate it to draw a card. We are running lower on cards like this. They need their creatures to be tapped. This is not ideal. Alright, let's see. If we attack with Katara, they will need to double block with the ally token and South Pole Voyager, and they need South Pole Voyager, so I think we have a free attack here. And in fact, I would attack with both of these and the unblockable Spirit. Let's see what they do. They will block with the Trebuchet for sure, so they are blocking Katara. And alright, they block Katara. We keep Katara. We might as well just make a Spirit token out of here. And our board is getting a bit out of hand. Katara is getting a counter on because of being tapped. We have a Watery Grasp that we can cast on something that they tap, or we can just cast and use the activated ability to shuffle something onto their deck, but that both adds to their deck and just it's low enough that it will come back eventually. That's 18 cards while we have 13. We need to be more aggressive than just shuffling stuff on their deck. But that South Pole Voyager, getting them life, is setting us back more than it is setting them back by drawing the extra card each turn. Alright, so Honest Work now. Now we're talking, because Honest Work will... Alright, we will get Honest Work on South Pole Voyager, let them stop making gaining so much life. Alright by me. Now we can just make another Spirit. Katara can just... No, Katara cannot draw cards. Let's attack with the wolf tokens. With the Spirit tokens, I say. Let's keep the Spirit Keeper now. We should draw a card with Katara. We should waterbend with Katara to make another Spirit token, really. Let's make the math after damage. So they will take this because they can block. If we tap 6, we have 4 there. We can tap this and Jody or Fortune Teller, whatever. That will make 6. It will make an additional Spirit token. And I think that's all right. Yeah, let's I want to activate the ability, but I want to tap Katara and the Spirit, and the rest of it will be lands. Alright. Draw a card, make another Spirit. We can actually play the land. We are with 11 cards on our deck. Our opponent is on 17 and they have a bunch of life. So Katara is now growing. Og Monkey is most likely exhausting and attacking. That will let us Watery Grasp it, I believe. There's a Pirate Peddlers, which is very annoying. Opponent attacking with Og Monkey, making that flyer. We will present a Jody as a block to force their hand. Now they have counters on the thing. They have to sack that thing. Pirate Peddlers is now growing again. Giant Koi is a way to go about our business. Let's put this on Pirate Peddlers. Alright, let's put it on Og Monkey. I don't think that will make a lot of difference now. Let's go with the Giant Koi, because that's what's going to make us gain some more, make some more damage quicker. Alright, so now we get Jody to... We don't want that swamp, really. We need to go faster, but that's not ideal. We will get a Jody off the battlefield, and we can waterband, but I don't really want to. Alright, so Pirate Peddlers will be menacing, 3/3 attacking, most likely. If they do, I'm happy to trade Foggy Swamp, Spirit Keeper and Forecasting Fortune Teller. They are destroying Katara, which is alright. She's big, but we don't want to be drawing more cards. We are low enough at this point. Beetle-added Merchants is a way for them to sacrifice more cards even. Og Monkey is now putting a counter, putting a menace counter on the Pirate Peddlers. We can attack for 10 every turn from next turn onward and still make more spirits. But is that quick enough for us to get this game? Okay, opponent not attacking, so we can just get rid of the Og Monkey for now. There's a swamp. We will waterband to make Giant Koi unblockable. Attack with everything but Jody, but the unblockable creatures, but the blockable creatures, I say. That's a lot of damage. That's an additional spirit token that we can turn into a Jody token. Does it matter? I think it does. We won't be able to. We need land. We can't afford to just keep putting cards in our graveyard. Jody there will be a free blocker anyway. Next turn we attack for 10 more, and our opponent has 2 turns to kill us or we win this game. This is tense because they have a pirate peddlers that will grow, they have beetle-added merchants that are a sensible threat when we are at 15, but they need to move. If they don't, that works in our favor now. Okay, they are now attacking. They can sacrifice something to put a counter on the beetle-added merchants. They most likely will, because pirate peddlers will also grow from it. Alright. So we get the 3 in front of the beetle-added merchants. It will deal with it. Pirate peddlers will end up being a 5-5 by the end of the turn, but we'll have a chump for it next turn anyway. We are taking 6, going to 9, but I think we can withstand 2 turns like that. Going to 9, no, going to 11, because Foggy Swamp Spirit Keeper will gain us 2 life back. Of course, we know we are drawing a land that we will just play and make a spirit token. Right, they lose their big threats. We get to keep the fortune teller, they get to get the merchant of many hats back. There's a land, they get rid of their trebuchet token. There's the 5-5. Alright, so let's get the Serpent's Pass on, let's get the Spirit token on, let's have Jody turn it into a blocker. We need the Messenger Hawk on top. We will use that clue token eventually to make an additional Jody, and we will attack with everything but the Fortune Teller. That's our designated blocker here. Opponent going down too far. And come on, opponent. Can you kill us this turn? Opponent starting to rogue is a good sign for us, most likely. There's a buzzard wasp colony. So they can draw a card. They have a big flyer, but it can't attack straight away. We can't block the pirate peddlers. They would need to deal with both our creatures and make the peddlers giant to actually win this game. So I think with 2 cards in hand, that's very unlikely. Right, attacking with everything, because why not at this point? We are blocking the big one, and we are blocking a Merchant of Many Hats. We are taking 5 damage. And I think that's it. That's GG, I believe. Yeah, our opponent is giving us the GG as well, so they have seen it, they have played their routes in a very long game, but this is us climbing back onto the draft. So our turn, let's make it official with the Messenger Hawk. Making the clue, let's waterbend to make this unblockable. Yeah, play like that, just make sure I don't make any big mistake. And GG! We have made it. We have won the game, and once again, we are under pressure, winning matches. So let's go on to the next one. There's a land. So our opponent is still hitting land drops, so they might be flooding a little bit. They have 15 cards in the deck. They don't move, and okay, this is getting out of hand. GG opponent, GG. Forecasting Fortune Teller will make a clue token that we will crack. We will... Okay, no, they actually counter it, which is alright. They milled a few cards. But we are still going on strongly while they are just trying to survive. I've been on the other end of that enough times to know that there's very little they can do to come back. We just need to be sure that we don't make any mistakes right now. They are now blocking with Water Strike Captain, so down to one blocker and 2 cards in hand. This one blocker is the flyer, so next turn we can just attack with everything because we know they must block a buy. They are attacking. Alright. We'll block with the Messenger Hawk just to be sure that they don't have enough pump spells to kill us out of the blue. And this is most likely them folding it, because now we can just go and attack with everything. They can now block something. Alright. They are gaining some life. That changes things just a little bit, but not enough. They lose their best card. They are at 2 life. We are at 19 and we have a full board and an A-buy that if it is removed and has another creature on the battlefield will just... Okay, Watery Grasp is enough for them to not lose to the A-buy, but well, we can attack with everything else, and GG opponent. Once again, we just function under pressure. It's 3-2 in our favor finally, and we are getting close to the break-even point of the draft. You might have noticed the draft tiers have changed. We have gone through the monthly reset, and I need to work on this because I really want to move up the tiers with the both with draft and constructed, but starting with draft because this is my favorite format other than Brawl, and I really want to finally hit a higher tier in these competitive formats rather than just playing Brawl over and over until I add my heart's content with it. Alright, and our opponent is left with an island, Team Avatar, 4 cards in hand and 10 life. We have one evasive attacker, actually 2 evasive attackers and a big A-buy. Opponent is playing Hang at the Crossroads, which is a good reason for them to be playing Bant, but they miss any kind of target. And GG opponent, I'm just showing you the honest work. And Giant Koi, just to prove a point. Let's not be disrespectful. I'm sorry opponent. Well, we are 4-2 and once again, no chance to lose any games, otherwise we were off the draft and we win another game, so talk about keeping it suspenseful. Let's go on to the next one. Here we are for game number, what is it, 7? We are 4-2, yes, that's game 7. This hand is keepable, I think. We have Jody, which is a fine card to have. We have Foggy Swamp, Spirit Keeper as well, Wolfbat, Honest Work, so we have a little bit of everything. So I think this is overall a very good hand. Let's, not mulligan, let's keep it. Start off with the tap land, most likely turn to Jody, and there's another removal spell. So we seem to be doing fine. Opponents on New Cabana Islands, playing a Platypus Bear, and there's nothing there of interest. So at this point I think we go with Jody. That Katara is most likely our, not our turn 3 play, because Wolfbat is a flyer and we can start attacking and chunking for 2 damage at a time. But then again, there's an iguana parrot, so they might just do the same. Let's play an island. We can play the Spirit Keeper, but we have nothing to draw cards off. Opponent on 3 lands, they have an instant on the graveyard. Running Platypus Bear and Iguana Parrot, I think they are heavy on non-creature spells, so Iguana Parrot most likely has something to turn on prowess next turn. So to be optimal, I think we should have played Honest Work, really, to keep the Iguana Parrot off attacking. But that wouldn't allow us to be optimal with our mana, because we'd have Honest Work and 2 open mana for the rest of the turn, and then a bunch of 3 mana spells to cast. So I think it's better to lead with Katara. That Ang, though, is very good. So, alright. That Hang kind of changes things, not in a sense that we did the wrong thing, sorry, but in the sense that we should deal with both now, and Watery Grasp won't do anything right now, so let's think. We get a Messenger Hawk out, and we get Honest Work on Ang. Water Grasp won't deal with the Iguana Parrot, but I don't think that's a problem yet, because we'll have a second flyer to double block it if necessary. They won't be able to kill both unless they go wild, and their normal legacy is a way for them to have a bigger parrot. So now, do we want to block? I don't think we want to block yet. Alright, Spirit Keeper now. So I think now we need to go with the Spirit Keeper. They are countering our spell, which is alright, I'd say. We can play Watery Grasp, wait for the next land, and shuffle Iguana Parrot, but I don't think that's a good line of play. So, no attacks. Jody is only sorcery speed, so no way we can just sack a blocking Messenger Hawk to Jody. They are growing their Platypus Bear, cracking a clue, Compassionate Healer, attacking with both their creatures. We shouldn't be taking 6, so let's block the Iguana Parrot. Yeah, maybe Wolfbat and Katara is the way to go. Let's go like this. Alright, so Jody stays back again. Wolfbat will provide a chump blocker for Iguana Parrot. We will be able to bring it back soon enough. Iguana Parrot prowessing again through a new airbending lesson. Opponent going hellbent, but they have a whole lot of creatures on their side, so I think the writing is on the wall and this game is getting out of hand. Compassionate Healer attacking here is something that we can kill, and I think we'd much rather have Jody just kill it straight away than trying to stabilize with her. We are taking 3. And now we have a swamp. We can play the Spirit Keeper. We can draw a card to make a Spirit token. There's an additional island. We can pay the black to bring back Wolfbat. So again, there's a chump blocker available, and Spirit Keeper will be able to block Platypus Bear if they attack with it. Team Avatar, though, is not great. They should be attacking alone. Yep, they are attacking with a 10-10 that we will chump with this tinsy little thing. A buy now is very underwhelming. We need to get that off the battlefield, so let's just get this on. Let's shuffle it off. We can use this to pay the rest like that. Alright, get Katara on the battlefield, and we don't attack because they can kill our lifelinker, and I'd much rather stay back. Oh, but I was forgetting that tinsy little thing that Team Avatar is, and Cat Gator will be able to deal with something. This is not, yeah, this is not a dual one type. We need to kill a creature. This is not ideal, but we need to get rid of a creature still, right? We are dealing 3 damage. 3 damage gets rid of Junk Deserters. That kind of makes that Team Avatar it for less. We have to attack. Yeah, we have to attack to just gain some life, and we can't attack with Katara because we need a blocker eventually. So let's just attack. They will double block Foggy Swamp Spirit Keeper. We are dealing 1 damage and gaining 2 life back. They didn't block, so alright. This way they attack with that. Yeah, we take 6. That's exactly the amount of damage they needed to deal, so this is GG. Opponent has won, and we have lost the game under pressure, but I think this draft eventually was breaking even to the cost of gold that we put into it, and this is how we grind it. And again, just to make a quick review of what happened in this draft, we went 4-3, and we are gaining 550 gems and 1 pack. 550 gems is not too bad. We are already with enough gold just by playing our matches that we can also participate in 2 more drafts. We have a premium, we have a draft token that we can use in a premium draft for more gems and more packs, just from the season pass as well. So this is a way that we can easily cycle our gold into more gems, and we were pretty much gemless by the time we started this. So as you can see, with no money into the game, we are halfway almost to the next season's pass, and it's still a fair few weeks before we start spoiling the set, so we have plenty of time to make the most of it. And I try to keep drafting the current set more than the others, but if you like drafting old sets as well, the quick draft is always available with one set or the other, so you should be able to build up your gem reserve quick enough between seasons. This has been the video, so until next time, please take a look at one of these on your screen. If you like the content, if you want more of this or more of something else, let me know in the comments down below. Subscribe to the channel, and until next time, keep comboing on.